Everyone, thanks for watching and welcome back to the Ancestors Fire. Tonight we're going to go down the road of nature and talk a little bit about the chipmunk. I've got chipmunks in my yard this year. They weren't here last year, but I've seen 3 so far this year. I've got one in particular who likes to be a trickster, comes over here to the steps. I'm going to turn my camera around and show you. One of the steps in my sunroom and torments my cats, one cat in particular, and they'll sit and stare at each other through the window, the chipmunk knowing the cat can't get out to get it, and the cat wanting to get out and get the chipmunk. I'm Generation X, so to my fellow Generation Xers out there, definitely Tom and Jerry vibes. Definitely Tom and Jerry vibes. So a little bit about the chipmunks. They're small. They're not really fighters. They don't quarrel or fight with other creatures. They might fight amongst each other over food if food's scarce. These chipmunks, they'll run up this hill and up to the top through these trees. They have a burrow up there. The chipmunks' burrows are usually hidden, and the entryway is usually hidden. And they can go down and can be up to 30 feet long, if not longer. Obviously large birds and things like that will prey on them, but they also can prey on things too. Their diet's primarily berries, nuts, leaves, corn, fruits like the berries, but they also will eat small frogs. I had frogs here in my pond. They were back this year, but didn't have any last year. But they will eat small frogs. They'll eat bird eggs, and they will eat small baby birds too if they have the opportunity. I'm going to walk up here to see if I can see maybe see the entrance to the chipmunk. See how camouflaged the chipmunk's burrow. See how camouflaged it is. The chipmunk name I was reading came. Originally, it was indigenous, the Algonquins, for red squirrel, and it was called chipmunk. C-H-I-T-M-U-N-K, chipmunk. So its burrow would be up here somewhere. And there's a lot of legends with chipmunks. One is Norse. The Norse chipmunks, or the Norse would had a legend that the chipmunk would run up and down the tree of life, giving messages back and forth to the gods, particularly Odin. Odin would send messages back and forth, down and back on the tree of life via the chipmunk. Chipmunk has some stripes on its back, and the legend is, an indigenous legend is that the bear, the mightiest creature in the woods, was in the woods boasting one day about how strong and powerful it was and how much it could do, that it could do anything. It was so powerful, the bear could do anything. And one day the chipmunk heard it, and the chipmunk, being a little prankster, being a little trickster, could also be known as chatterboxes, he challenged the bear. He looked at the bear and he said, "Can you stop the sun from rising?" And the bear said, "Of course. I'm the most powerful creature in the woods. I will stop the sun from rising." So the chipmunk kind of sneered, laughed, went on its way. The next morning the bear woke up, did everything he could, but he couldn't stop the sun from rising. The chipmunk showed up and started laughing at him. The bear got so angry that at one swoop with his paw, he had the chipmunk trapped between his paw and the ground. He hadn't put enough weight on him to kill him yet. And before he could, the chipmunk, being swift and a trickster, asked the bear, "Please, please, let me pray to the Creator before you take my life." So the bear, being respectful, granted the chipmunk his wish and said, "I'll give you an opportunity to pray to the Creator before I end things with you." So then the chipmunk said, "Well, can you give me just a little bit of space take a little bit of weight off so I can pray correctly to the Creator. So the bear did. And as soon as the bear took enough weight off for the chipmunk to escape, it took and tried to dash away. Now the bear was strong and fast, but he wasn't as fast as the chipmunk. And he reached out with his claw and tried to stop him, and the chipmunk was so fast that the bear's claw went down the chipmunk's back and left a streak of 3 marks. And to this day, the chipmunk still has those marks on its back. So every chipmunk that you see, the marks on their back are from the bear trying to stop it from escaping its grasp after being tricked and humiliated by the chipmunk. If a chipmunk comes into your life as a spirit animal or unexpectedly, there may be some signs or things that it's trying to tell you. Chipmunks are swift and fast, but sometimes they assess the situation before they come in. Sometimes they sit back and watch before they run in and run out. Maybe you're being told to take a second to step back, take a breath, and not rush through things. Chipmunks can be known as chatterboxes, but they can also be like the Norse legend, carrying important messages up and down the tree of life. If a chipmunk appears to you, maybe you need to stop for a second and think, what's my speech like? How am I talking to people? Am I a chatterbox, trickster, stirring up problems? Or am I speaking the important things that the Creator would want me to speak, that the universe would want me to talk about, to help others achieve their life path, to help others move along through this universe and through this matrix that we're in. So there's many different meanings that a chipmunk can bring. Those are just a couple of them. There's several others, but another one would be they're known to store and prepare for the winter. Chipmunks right now, when they're not hibernating, need 15 hours of sleep a day right now before they go into hibernation in the winter. I was reading that the chipmunks on the west coast of the United States don't hibernate, but the chipmunks on the east coast do. So they have to prepare for the hibernation. They have those large cheeks, just like squirrels. They're part of the squirrel family. So they have those large cheeks that they can take and store in those long burrows. They have storage areas in there that they store their food up. They're prepared. That could be another meaning for you. Maybe there's something coming that you need to prepare for. Maybe there's something coming that you need to be ready for. So that's just another meaning of the chipmunk animal, spirit animal. So that's a little bit about chipmunks tonight. Another one of the creatures that visits my backyard. I've had a couple videos of the chipmunks on my site, so take a look at them when you get a chance. Hopefully this video helped you learn a little bit about chipmunks if you didn't know it already. I'm working through it, talking through it as I go along, so thank you for joining me and listening. And come back and see me again for my next video. Thanks for watching.